Hello and welcome back to Gaming Through the Pages. So we are back on an EGM issue today, and we're looking at issue 41. So this is December 1992. I am Addison, and Gaming Through the Pages is a retrospective look at gaming magazines, specifically currently EGM and Nintendo Power. And I just go through an issue every episode and take you with me and just kind of reminisce about things that I remember and things that I like that they're talking about, and things of that nature. I also am a co-host of Pocketoid, which is the internet's longest running handheld gaming podcast. You can find that at pocketoidpodcast.com or by searching Pocketoid on most most podcast browsers, I should say. So let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, EGM issue 41, December 1992. Looks like we have some previews of some Super Nintendo stuff. Looking at Road Rash 2. It's got a free Sonic the Hedgehog comic book that I am not sure if that's in here or not. And then some Street Fighter 3 previews and that kind of thing. So we'll go ahead and start going through here. This is an advertisement for Prince of Persia for Super Nintendo. I'm actually not sure what people prefer to play Prince of Persia on. I've never really played the original one, but I do know that people are big fans of that first Prince of Persia. I'm just not sure what platform people generally prefer to play it on. Let me know if you think it holds up. I've never, like I said, never played it, but it's just kind of a gap in my video game history. No real reason that I haven't, just haven't. Hold on a second. There we go. Wipe the smile off his face. Faceball for the Game Boy and Super Nintendo. This is a game I don't remember. It looks like Doom for children? What is this? A whole new way to get into video games. It's a virtual reality game for 1 to 4 players. You don't just see your character, you are your character. This looks bad. Who made this? I can't even... I think it says Bulletproof Software. That does sound familiar, but I can't think of what I know them from. Huh. All right. Some contents of this issue. Just kind of the normal things. Latest in CD technology. Sega CD expands with virtual VCR peripherals for a Sega CD. The Sony Nintendo CD-ROM. I'm sure that'll end up being great. And a Game Genie for the Super Nintendo, which has nothing to do with CD technology. It's weird that they stuck that there. What's new at the arcade? Got the scoop on Golden Axe 3 and the turbo upgrade for Street Fighter 2. Yeah, some more Street Fighter stuff. Brain transplant, $39.99. Why is that how they're advertising Mystic Quest? That's so weird. I feel like I've seen this exact same advertisement for like 100 different games where they just have like a x-ray of some dude and then it's just like, this game's gonna blow your brains out. And yeah, I don't know. Some more contents of the issue. An advertisement of some back issues. Man, you could buy the very first EGM for $30 at that time. I have no idea what that sells for now, but I'm assuming more than that. Super Nintendo times. Check out the latest PIX of Rival Turf 2, Cybernator, Power Moves, Dragon's Lair, X Zone, and much more. And they got some Genesis stuff and talking about some more Nintendo games, Neo Geo, Game Boy, all of the latest news on Atari Lynx. We got Chester Cheeto. I remember this video game. I remember renting this. I do not remember liking it. That sounds right. Here's just an advertisement for Sunset Riders. I'm guessing the way that this is laid out is the second half of it will be on the next page. So I'm assuming this is an advertisement for the Super Nintendo port of Sunset Riders, because it says a classic Western now. And let's see how it finishes. Oh, it comes to television. Okay, I was wrong. It's the Genesis version. I think... I don't really remember what the consensus is, but personally I like the Super Nintendo version more. I really cannot remember what the differences are, if anything. But man, Sunset Riders is such a good game. I love that game so much. Minus the racism stuff, but I mean, you know, they were just, you know, copying the Westerns that they saw. We were racist to Native Americans first, in a lot of ways. Not that kind of show, though. What is this? Can the biggest and best get even bigger and better? That was the question all of us asked the other month, or other... Oh, gosh. That was the question all of us asked each other last month. After working long and hard for the past 3 months on EGM's new look, we sat back and looked over the November issue. Most importantly, we waited for your response. Every letter, fax, and call that came in got our undivided attention, and while we were encouraged with all of the positive comments, we felt that there still was room for improvement. I'm not going to read the rest, but you know, they're just saying that they made some changes to the layout and tried to make the magazine look better. Man. They just have they were just putting like phone numbers in here. That's kind of crazy. You just call this guy in LA. Here's an advertisement for WrestleMania Steel Cage Challenge and Superstars 2 and Super WrestleMania. I don't think any of those are good. I don't think I've played any of them either, but I don't think they're good. Got the Ultimate Wario, the Ultimate Wario. Oh man, I need someone to make some art of that for me, please. Of the Ultimate Wario, you know, just a homophobic Wario wrestling. And then we got Macho Man doing some flying elbow drops. R.I.P. to Macho Man. Maybe not so much Ultimate Warrior. Some letters. I don't know if I really want to read any of these ones. We got some holiday advertising. Only $60 for a TurboGrafx 16. I guess. I mean, yeah, that would be pretty cool. But, back then, I kind of get why you wouldn't buy one. There just wasn't that much. I wouldn't mind having one, but I have, a Mister, so I don't really need it. The Atari Lynx, that's what everybody was asking for. Game Boy things, software, etc., whatever. RIP to them. And then some advertisements for some other games, like Darkwing Duck and Tailspin. I have Tailspin. I don't think I own Darkwing Duck. That game's pretty good, though. I wouldn't mind having that. Link to the Past, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Battle Clash. They're selling the Super Nintendo for $90 at that time. And the Game Boy for $70. You could take $3 off when you buy one of those games with it. Do not buy Crash Tummies. If I was going to buy one of these games, I would I would get Kirby's Dream Land. Super Mario Land 2 is good, but I definitely like Kirby's Dream Land more. And then there was a few more Super Nintendo games there. Street Fighter 2, Mario Paint. But they don't actually put any of the game prices on there, which is kind of interesting. Sega CD. You know, I got a Sega CD for Christmas one year, and it definitely wasn't this year because there's no way my parents spent $300 on a Sega CD. But I didn't keep it, and I feel a little bit bad about it. I returned it the next day and got a Game Gear instead. But yeah, it's what it is. Hey, there's the Game Gear. There's no way that they spent $300 on a Sega CD. They must have picked it up like the year or two after this. I bet Smash TV on the Game Gear is not a great way to play that game. But I didn't even realize that they had a Smash TV on Game Gear. I should look that up and play that and see how that is. Okay, here's some letters I'm a little bit more interested in. I'm a true EGM fan. I'm also a big Star Wars fan. I have all the movies, comic books, and practically every bit of Star Wars memorabilia available. I wonder how he's doing today. The two Nintendo games were fun to play, and based on your high review crew ratings, I will definitely get the Super Nintendo version as soon as it comes out. But like any normal game player, I am curious about what is coming out next. The third part of the series was my favorite. Do you know when Return of the Jedi will be coming out? Will it be for the Super Nintendo? Where did they answer this at? Oh, the way that this is written is a little strange. Wait until you try the Super Star Wars cart. This is one great game. Don't expect either of the sequels out in the near future. However, as all JVC LucasArts could give us was this artist's sketch of one of the action scenes. Super Empire Strikes Back, working title and subject to change, will be the next game they plan to produce, followed by Super Return of the Jedi in late 93. Both games, as you can tell by the Super prefix in the name, will be for the Super Nintendo. We'll keep you posted as the games progress. Alright. Oh, here's like a picture of a Japanese vending machine with some sort of Sonic drink. Thanks for all the great Sonic 2 info. I couldn't believe your last issue when I picked it up. It was huge. Back in the October 1992 mag, you talked about Sonic Soda. I think that is a great idea, and I would like to get a hold of a couple of cans of this special drink. Can you tell me where I can write to in order to get this beverage? If I can get it, how much will it cost? P.S. Enter my envelope in the letter art contest. Sega's custom flavored Sonic the Hedgehog sports drink is only available in Japan. Bad news, John. The much requested Sega Sonic the Hedgehog sports drink is only available in Japan. Sega of Japan cut a special deal with Asahi to make a grapefruit flavored soda. As of September, the only place you could get the drink was out of the soda machines at the Sega of Japan headquarters. Mass distribution is scheduled for later this year. When Ed was there, he cleaned out Sega's machines and brought back a couple dozen cans for the EGM staff. I bet it tasted fine, but probably not that good. When I went to Japan, I fell in love with Fanta Melon soda, though. That was so good. And then here's a D&D advertisement. Interesting. Some envelope art. I don't know what's going on with Sonic up there. He's got like a crazy red mullet, bunch of Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter art. This is all pretty good. I really like that Spider-Man envelope art. That's pretty sick. And the Batman one too. And then the Triton Game Master. Oh boy. That looks like a nightmare to use. A new $50 black and white system. I have been getting your excellent mag for some time now, and your information is always the best and the first in print. Until now, one item which you have not written about is the other black and white portable game system. I don't remember its name, but I did see it in a magazine. You to date haven't mentioned or rated any other portable systems. How about checking it out and updating us on any new info? The Supervision has a 2 3/4 inch black and white screen and sells for $50. There is a new black and white system out as you read this. It is called the Supervision, and it is made by Watari. Watari? I don't know. It boasts a 2 3/4 inch square liquid crystal display, has a 160 by 160 pixel resolution, a 65 CO2 custom chip, stereo sound, and a TV output. You can't do that on a Game Boy. 8 games were available at the rollout of the system, with 6 per month to follow. The system will cost about $50, and the games either 10 or 16. I don't think I've ever seen that thing in my life. It's probably bad. Mortal Kombat Code Request, Street Fighter Pack-In. This guy is looking at EGM with a bird. I could write praising your mag, or I could ask cute questions, but I thought I would just let you know your mag is not just a people-oriented publication. Oh yes, although Jester is only 3 months old, she or he thinks it can play games with me also. Seems like everybody likes EGM. A parent that plays games though? Come on. When Jester gets a high score, don't forget to send in a pics. Why do they keep saying pics of the screen? I don't think we have a jacket in his size. I wonder if that bird's still alive. Here's Alien 3, a surprisingly okay video game for a not great movie, but not the worst Alien movie. Some Terminator 2 and Predator 2 games. Here's the review crew. Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I got a 10, a 9, and some 8s. We got Steve Harris, Ed Simrad, Martin Alice, and Sushi X. And then here's a soccer game from Atlas. Death Valley Rally. It's a good name. I don't think I've played that, but it's got good scores. Desert Strike. That game's alright. Qbert. Not a great version of Qbert. Here's an arcade stick. What is this for? Oh, Super Nintendo? Okay. That looks okay. It doesn't look familiar, but I mean, just going off the picture, it looks alright. Super Valis 4. Pretty okay. Spider-Man, the X-Men, and Arcade's Revenge. I always want that game to be good, but I know it's not. Mega Man 5, pretty divided here. A 6, a 9, and 2 8s. Well, I say pretty divided, but I guess most of them liked it. Just not. I forget who was the top person. Yeah, I don't know. I like Mega Man, but I'm not the biggest Mega Man person. But it's pretty cool. I don't know what's going on with these numbers up here. So, action, that's the genre. Now, I assume that means it's out now. 4 meg. It's the NES game. But what's the 16? The 16, the 11, the 5. I'm not sure what those are. I don't know. There's an advertisement for Mega Man 5. We only got one box of the ugly ass American Mega Man. So they were doing like the old art then, or well, it wasn't old art at that point, but you know what I mean. The original art. Batman Returns for the NES, a bad video game. Got Madden 93, some things never change. Crew Ball. Crew Ball. I don't know. I don't have anything to say about Crew Ball. I like pinball games. I don't recall ever playing Crew Ball, but is it like a Motley Crue pinball game? Is that what it is? Awesome musical track straight from a famous rock band. From a famous rock band. I wonder if this like wasn't licensed or something. They don't seem to be like actually saying Motley Crue. And this review down here, it says the Motley music should have been saved for Sega CD. I guess it's a Motley Crue game. Weird. This advertisement is sick. This is for Cosmic Fantasy 2. Beyond reality, beyond imagination, beyond belief, an immense RPG only for the TurboGrafx CD. Believe it. I love this. I love this advertisement so much. This is so sick. I don't know what is going on in Cosmic Fantasy 2, but if I don't have that on my Mister, I need to fix that because whatever's going on here kicks ass. Biohazard, not that one. Doesn't seem like people like it. Sewer Shark. Yes. A 9. A 9 for Sewer Shark. Thank you. I need to read the 9. Since the Genesis can only display 64 colors, any video footage will obviously look grainy on the Sega CD. However, colors aside, Sony has taken actual footage and made a spectacular playing game. The action literally flies by and really keeps a player on his toes. Very challenging and must be seen. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what Sushi X says. Whoopee, another full motion video CD game with no plot of real. It looks like it says of real gameplay, but maybe it's supposed to say or real gameplay. The color palette needs major work, and what happened to the action? Guiding a crosshair in a repetitive maze in order to blast rodents and bats is not my idea of hot shooter action. My best reaction can be summed up as wait till next year. Another Sega CD game, Black Hole Assault. And it just kind of writes itself. What is this game? Is it Exile? I guess the game is Exile. For the TurboGrafx CD. One warrior, one dream, one chance. The complete saga. That looks alright. That might be cool. I don't know much about it. Night Trap. Hell yeah. An 8 for Night Trap. A spectacular use of video. You got it. That's Night Trap. That's how people are always describing Night Trap. Live action scenes flow smoothly and are very lifelike. Night Trap is an exciting thinking person's game. Night Trap is the type of title that makes me ask why. Several times throughout the game, the digitized pictures are decent, but the plot needs some work. After playing for about 5 minutes, you will quickly lose interest in this one. Still, this is the cutting edge of technology, so accept some glitches here and there. The cutting edge of technology, Night Trap. Cobra Command. I don't know much about that one, but the reviews are okay. Like, pretty people seem to be in agreement that it's a decent game. So maybe I'll check that out. Loom for the Turbo Duo. I don't know anything about that. Yeah. Okay. Advertisement for Muhammad Ali heavyweight boxing for the Genesis. Look at those screenshots where they just were taking a picture of a CRT. That's pretty cool. They're giving out pairs of boxing gloves or one of Muhammad Ali sports card hand signed by the champ. I don't know much about this game, but it's probably bad. Dead Moon for the Turbo Duo. This looks good. I'm into this. I like a shooter. 6 levels of fast-paced action await you in a cart that has finally reached the US. Power up the 4 weapons of your choice using the one that is best suited to your own style. The mega hot graphics will blow you away. Yeah, that looks good. Excuse me. Hit the Ice for the Turbo Duo. I don't know. Maybe. Alien 3 for the Game Gear. Probably fine. Rock and Roll. This is one of those dual advertisements where you got Super Off-Road and Double Dragon. But for what platform? What is this? Sega Genesis. Okay. Yeah, I like both those games okay. Neither are games I would like lose my mind over, but they're okay. Now, Ren and Stimpy. I think that is the game I had for my Game Boy. I remember when I got my Game Boy, I got Tetris, of course, and Ren and Stimpy. And I think that was it. The happy adventures of crazy cartoon duo can only happen on the Game Boy. Follow these two Okay, I almost said space farting. Spacefaring dolts as they search for new challenges. Besides getting that dried booger out of their nose. In the last frontier, look for some of their famous antics at every turn as you control both Ren and Stimpy intermittently throughout several high-paced, challenging levels. Unhappy, cry. Good one, Sushi X. Yeah, not a great game. I played it a lot, though, because it's what I had. And then we got Bonk. I wonder if I would have liked Bonk more. I don't know. I think I just got Ren and Stimpy because, like, I did like Ren and Stimpy. This wasn't, like, my choice. It was, my parents'. But I know, like, my older cousins, they were all super into Ren and Stimpy. I'm pretty sure my brother liked Ren and Stimpy. He's, like, quite a bit older than me, but he would have been, at this time, how old would he have been? Late teens, early 20s, something like that. So probably just like my mom or dad being like, "Oh, all the kids like Ren and Stimpy, so we'll get him that." Which, I mean, could have done a lot worse. I've seen these controllers before, but I don't really understand them. I guess they can like do some stuff. I just don't. I hate looking at it. It's like one of those like pens that were popular in the 90s where you could slide down different colors of ink. Except this one has all these like little switches for something. I don't know, it says slow motion, hands-free auto turbo, something turbo control for all buttons. It looks bad. I don't know. This is something Sports Network. What? Are these just like they're saying, "Hey, these are our picks for each system. Like these are games you should look at." I think that's what it is. I don't know. Art of Fighting. Yeah, okay. Look at all these CRTs stacked on top of each other. That's pretty cool. The top 10s. I'll just kind of look at the top. We'll do top 3 of each of these. So NES, we got Tecmo Bowl, and we got Might and Magic and Dragon Quest 3. Yeah, that's pretty good. Super Nintendo, we got Street Fighter 2, Super Mario Kart, and Mario Paint. Genesis, NHLPA Hockey 93, NFL Sports Talk Football, and Tasmania. Turbo Duo, Cosmic Fantasy 2, Order of the Griffin, and New Adventure Island. Game Boy, Kirby's Dream Land, Super Mario Land, and Baseball. And Atari Lynx is NFL Football, Baseball Heroes, and Pinball Jam. Babbage's. Man, that was my first job, was Babbage's. In, let's see, how old would have, or what year would have been when I started working at Babbage's? I want to say that it would have been, oh, I don't know. I'm trying to do some math in my head and I'm really failing here. Probably around 2004, something like that. 2004, 2005, I'm thinking. Yeah, I think 2004 sounds right. Here's another bad controller that no one wants to touch. Oh, God. I've seen these before, too, and I hate them. Look at this D-pad replacement. Ugh. Ugh, God, I hate that. I hate looking at it. Top 10 biggest and baddest bosses. Viewpoint. SNK's third level boss has 3 modes of aggressive attack. Contra 3. Axlay. Contra 3. Smash TV. Gate of Thunder. Space Megaforce. Shinobi 3. Air Zonk. Super Mario 4. I guess they're... Okay, so I guess that when they say Super Mario 4, they're referring to Super Mario World? Yeah, because it says still impressive, even though it's the oldest SNES card out there, so it would have to be Super Mario World. Why not just say Super Mario World? Whatever. Ever wondered what kind of carts Japanese gamers are getting into? Here's the latest info hot off the presses from Japan. We got Dragon Quest V. Yeah, no surprise there. Super Mario Kart, Street Fighter 2, Super Mario USA, aka our Super Mario 2, Admiral's Decision, Super Gashapon World, Big Battle Strategy, Derby Stallion, Ring the Frog's Bell. I've never seen it translated as that. I think I usually see it translated as was it frog for who the frog bell, I don't know, something frog and bell, for whom the bell tolls, but no, frog is in there somewhere, I forget, doesn't matter. Nintendo's weird attempt at action blended with role playing on the go. Yeah, it's a good game. Super Mario World. Then the editor's favorite games, Bubsy. They're so into Bubsy. They love Bubsy. Along with Super Star Wars, Drawn Madden 93, Cybernator, Street Fighter 2, Super Mario Kart with a C. Okay. Space Megaforce, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Super NBA, and Wonder Dog. Here's an advertisement for Wonder Dog. I really don't remember this. Cartoon quality animation brings to life Wonder Dog's narrow escape from the invading pit bully space armada on his home planet of K9. This game looks alright. I would play this. This looks okay. This is... I have to go back and forth to try and read it. Death Duel. Contrary to published reports, Death Duel has been banned only in certain European countries. However, it is still legal in all 50 states as of the date of this notice. Any reports indicating otherwise are unfounded. Send us a thing and get a free Death Duel poster. That looks pretty sick. Anything good in the gaming gossip? EA's 3DO system nears completion. New Madden football. Jaguar update. Minnesota gets T2. Malibu gets Street Fighter 2 comics. Nothing interesting. Dragon Quest movie. Or Double Dragon movie, that is. Yeah. Nothing too crazy or interesting there. Gametronics. Got some things you can order here. A bunch of video games, but I always like seeing the Japanimation. They've got English VHS for Appleseed and Akira and Bubblegum Crisis and Fist of the North Star and Guyver, Lupin the Third. Oh, it's the movie of Lupin the Third of Castle Cagliostro. Macross, Project Echo, Robot Carnival, Vampire Hunter D, Yatsura. That's pretty cool. And then some Hudson Adventure Island stuff. Talking about the CD-ROM peripheral that Sony's making with Nintendo. That did not happen. That's why we got the PlayStation. You probably already know about that if you're listening to this or watching this, but yeah, this they're just talking about those plans before they kind of fell apart. There is that prototype that was discovered a while back. It's interesting that we got to see that. Black Hole Assault. I don't remember if I've played this. It looks kind of familiar. New CD projects. Yeah, Sega was getting kind of crazy with all of the Genesis add-ons that they were putting out, and Sega could offer a mouse as an option for Sega CD. I don't think that ever happened. I don't think. Yeah, it's wild. Man, they were just putting out all kinds of stuff. Skull Jagger, I think is, yeah. Or maybe Skull Jaeger. I don't know. I don't know this game. Doesn't seem good. New Sega CD games for 93. Rise of the Dragon. Joe Montana Football. Time Gal. Created by the same people responsible for Cobra Command. Time Gal plays very much like the old Dragon's Lair arcade game. Spectacular animated sequences and superb audio makes the CD a hit. What do you mean it's not out yet? How are you calling it a hit? Night Striker. Night Striker looks pretty cool. Night Striker I would play. Some more stuff. Strike Gunner and Cubert 3. Here's a comic. I'm not gonna read all of it, but it looks like they're fighting some. These kids are fighting some alien guys that look like boogers. Pretty cool. Mick and Mac. Mick's outfit goes pretty hard. He looks like he'd be like at a oh my gosh, I just had a brain fart and can't think of the dude's name. Anyways, he looks like he'd be at like a hipster show. Gladiators Unite. Like that is for an advertisement for Global Gladiators. Okay. Golden Axe 3, The Revenge of Death Adder. This is not a good game. I'm pretty sure. I don't know, they gave it an 8. But they also were saying some nice things about Sewer Shark, so I don't know if I trust them here. I know I've played this, but I don't know if I've actually played the arcade version. Pigskin Football. This looks kind of cool. It's kind of like Mutant League Football almost. They have a quote here from the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. Football with an attitude. A bad attitude. Thank you, Jerry Glanville. I don't know if this is any good. Oh, it's because he's... Okay, they have his name in the title of it, too. I didn't notice that. Some blurry ass, terrible screenshots of Street Fighter. That's pretty funny. This is not an illegal pirate board, but an officially licensed Capcom product. I guess they were talking about like the Rainbow Edition that was going around. There's a shooter called Dogyun, I guess. Looks pretty cool. I don't think this ever had a console port. I don't think. But I should see if I can get that on my Mister. It might already be on there. Hyperstone, what do they call it? The Hyperstone Adventures or something? Or Hyperstone Heist. It's a Turtles game on the Genesis. Star Wars Pinball. Pretty good. Shogun Warriors Buster. All these places where you used to be able to buy video games. How many of these stores exist still? Best Buy. I'm pretty sure Circuit City. I think that's all gone now. Pretty sure FAO Schwartz is all gone. Yeah, I think Best Buy is the only store in that list. KB Toy Stores, I think there's some of those still. Macy's, but they don't sell electronics anymore. Montgomery Ward, I'm pretty sure that's all gone. Almost certain that there's no more Sears. Toys R Us is like pretty much gone. I don't know there's probably some weird state. Yeah, Lethal Enforcers. Hell yeah. Look at that. That rules. I love looking at that. A Chinatown shootout with some nasty ninjas and a suspected drug deal at the city shipyard. Yeah. Lethal Enforcers is bad, but I also love it. It's a cool game. Space Lords. Don't know much about that. I'm not trying to read all of this stuff about this man mad about Sega CD or something. Once HDTV is introduced, will the game systems be compatible, or will the companies need to build new machines? Also, do you think video games will be made to fit HDTV's 16:9 aspect ratio? That's really crazy to me that someone was asking that in 92. I guess that makes sense. Like, if you're like paying attention and you're the kind of person that's like reading EGM, you probably know about it, but it's just weird to me. I don't know. Great question, Sean. Unfortunately, I don't have a great answer for you. No format has yet been approved by the FCC for high definition TV in the United States, and none is immediately forthcoming. The dock has seen some great HD TV systems, but until a broadcast standard is in place, video game manufacturers would only be guessing as to the eventual format. And that's a much too expensive gamble. Actually, the 16:9 aspect ratio you referred to is not considered to be HDTV, according to the folks at Video Digest, the official publication of the Video Retailers Association. We may never see full HDTV in this country. Sure. Since it would require such an extensive overhaul and conversion of existing technology. Instead, innovations such as digital TV and the improved 16:9 systems you mentioned will be fully compatible with existing TV and by extension, video game technology. The 16:9 sets, for example, convert letterbox laserdisc to full screen format. In fact, this is the format used by companies such as Sharp, Thomson, and Toshiba to display the video wares at trade shows. Yeah, I mean, they could do that, but they'd have to, it was getting like squished and stuff and looked bad. It's wild to me that he even suggested that we might not see HD TV like throughout the whole country as like the new standard. That's wild. Like, why would it not be? Of course, it was a lot of work and it took a while. Like, this was 1992, and I wouldn't say HD TV really became like the standard until, I don't know, let's say like 2010. And so you're looking at a decade and a half. But still, like, of course it was going to become the new standard. I don't know. It's easy for me to say that in 2025, I guess. Here's some fishing games. I love these old fishing games. Some more letters that look like they're a little long. I don't really, they don't seem too interesting here. They're just kind of asking some technical questions. American Gladiators game. That game probably should have been better. I don't know why. They should have made that like, I don't know, not like a adventure Mega Man like type of game, but whatever. Super Ninja Boy. Is this? I can't tell. No, that's not. I thought maybe it was a Goemon thing, but I don't think it is. I thought maybe they just changed the art, but I'm almost certain that's not. God. I don't like that they're just saying that they were in China land. Like, I feel like the people localizing this, if it was a localized thing, if not, then they were just straight up racist, but not like the most racist thing ever, but like, it's not great. Come on. Some more video games that I just don't have any strong feelings about. Looking at Gradius 2 for something. It says PC CD-ROM, so I guess this was just a PC game. Deadly Moves. This game looks bad. It says Genesis, but was this a Sega CD thing? I don't know. It looks not good. The #1 game in Japan is Dragon Quest V from Enix. Yeah, that's a good game. That is a good game. Wolf Team of Japan presents Road Blaster FX. This looks kind of sick. I don't know much about it, but I like the way it looks. And then 04 Champ 2. It's a racing game for the PC. Looks alright. Looks like it might be fun. Mega Man 3 for the Game Boy. Just a straight up port of Mega Man 3. And you know, it's not a bad one. Like, if you could do so much more worse than having that on your Game Boy. It's like a really solid Game Boy game, I think. What? Oh, okay. I see. I'm going to read all of this international news because I am kind of interested in this. Dragon Quest V, the spacing looked weird, and I didn't realize it was, okay. Dragon Quest V gives Street Fighter II a knockout punch. The minute the game started showing up in camera shops and other game outlets, crowds formed and lines grew long. No deposits for this baby. The only way to buy into the first 16-bit Dragon Quest was with cold hard yen. Also eclipsing Street Fighter II in many polls was the solid Nintendo driver Super Mario Kart. No argument from Mr. Aki, mind you. This is a great game with plenty of depth and incredible play technique. Other hot softs okay, with solid street buzz include the recently released version of Super Mario Bros. 2 called Super Mario USA. Regular readers will remember that our Super Mario 2 was quite different from the game Japanese played. The US version is based on an old title that featured a family of oppressed Arabs out to stop a ruthless tyrant. Although the game got a little more than a face over for American audiences, the Japanese were never able to see the game with Mario as the star. Street Fighter 2 for 8-bit Nintendo? Sources in Hong Kong have told Terry Aki that, oh my god. I didn't realize, okay. That such a thing does exist. The game, obviously created without the approval of Capcom, is being peddled for the 8-bit Famicom for around $40, inspired by the hit arcade game. The new version is called Master Fighters, and it attempts to duplicate the look and feel of the original game. Master Fighters features 4 of the Street Fighter II characters. They include Ryu, Guile, Chun-Li, and Zangief. Most of the special moves are also reported to be in the 8-bit game, including the fireball attack of Ryu and Chun-Li's spin kick. Will the game ever find its way to America? I'd say the chances are close to nil, considering Capcom doesn't endorse the game in the first place. It might be cool to see a different version of Street Fighter 2, but it's also an illegal and unfair infringement of the real designer's ideas. Yeah, you can find a way to play that if you want. It's just kind of interesting to look at, I guess, but yeah, it's not good. And that again, what is this? It's got some sick art. The popular El Viento series. I don't know this game, but it looks cool. It kind of looks like a bit like a Castlevania like game. And then this Super Nintendo Christopher Columbus game. It's weird. It's weird that exists. It's just some random mishmash of games being advertised together. Here is the Ranma 1/2 Super Nintendo game. It's pretty good. Cosmic Fantasy 3. We saw an advertisement earlier for Fantasy 2. Hudson enters hard pushes new... What? Hudson enters hard pushes new tech a bit. That's a rough sentence. While I'm writing this column, Hudson has sent word that they will re-enter the next generation video game hardware sweepstakes with their new 32-bit Mega Machine that was shown in preliminary form several issues back. According to my sources, Hudson will be breaking the news next week, October 26th, at a special press conference in Sapporo. Sources inside the company have said that a major amount of attention will be placed on the new hardware as an upgrade to the company's existing PC Engine line, which is now over 5 years old. Although the CD-ROM unit and subsequent software enhancements have kept interest in the PC Engine high on these shores, the company wants to make the move to 32-bit as opposed to introducing a 4.0 Super System card. Okay. All right. The Super Advantage is, that's a pretty okay one, actually. That one's all right. It's not, a necessary thing to own, but it's all right. Then we got Gunbuster Volume 1 and Super Volleyball. I wonder if this Gunbuster game has a fan translation. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Now for something completely different. Fighting Street 2. The system-wide race for Street Fighter 2 has been on almost since the game made its debut over a year ago. The big guns behind the hardware are aiming for their own version of the hottest video game hit in recent history. Although Capcom denies that work is being done for the Sega platform, news has leaked out that an incredible 20 meg translation of the game will be produced for the PC. For the PC Engine. Sorry. Well, sort of. If you remember, the original Street Fighter game appeared on the PC Engine and Turbo as an early CD effort called Fighting Street. Sources close to the production have indicated that the PC Engine adaptation of Street Fighter 2 will be called, you guessed it, Fighting Street 2. Hudson has indicated that this game will represent the last big push for the existing system specifications. The beefed up game is still in development but should appear in the early part of 93. The extra memory will be used to animate the game even better than the Super Nintendo version. What a present. Another ASCII pad. Oh, Snatcher. Snatcher's crazy. That's a game I've always wanted to play and never actually played, but I really should. I'm not gonna read those. It's a bad Indiana Jones game. Here's Ultraman 7. Out of This World. Super HQ. Nigel Mansell's F1 Challenge. And we got some Tengen Game Gear games. And here's Bubsy. Everyone loves Bubsy. I have to admit, I've never played a Bubsy game. From what I understand, this first one that they're talking about here is actually pretty decent, and the rest are varying degrees of bad. But those are some cool screen flipping effects. I should probably play some Bubsy at some point. Some more Tengen games. EGM Weekly. What is that? Okay, so it's like a 1-900 number and you call and get like the most up-to-date kind of news for $1 a minute. Interesting. I wonder how long it was. Like, if you wanted to hear everything, how many minutes was that every week on average? Because they're going to try and stretch it, I'm sure. Some more advertisements. Crashing the Boys. It's the game that they had the band named after in Scott Pilgrim. I've never played it, but it looks very like Kunio-kun-esque. I think it must be the same people. It looks too similar. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I hear that game's all right. Some special moves for Mortal Kombat. Another bad controller. Some sort of like challenge, like write in, answer some questions, and have a high score or whatever, and you could win $5,000. Oh wait, yeah, $5,000 in cash. And they're just showing off some more like moves and things, how to do them in Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter 2. Try hitting this guy below the belt. What? What is going on with Power Punch 2? This is just Punch Out with monsters? What? Crazy. I want to play that. I bet it's bad. Here's some level passwords for Lemmings on Genesis, and then some like maps. Oh, okay, yeah, we saw Faceball earlier. Kablooey for Super Nintendo level passwords. I always loved that box art for Dino City. It's not a good game, but God, that box art is good. Yeah, I love that so much. Ghost Racer for Super Mario Kart. Choose a one-player game, do the trick, and then race. A ghost racer will appear to challenge your your time trial. Passwords for levels in Predator 2. Oh, they're showing you how to get the speed boost at the start of Mario Kart. Level select in New Adventure Island. Also, always really enjoyed this advertisement for this Game Boy accessory. It's just, it's real good. The kid's got a Game Boy game in his mouth, and he just can't hold. He just can't hold it all. It's too much stuff to hold. He's got multiple copies of whatever that game is. I don't know. I can't tell what that game is. King's Quest 5, extra set of continues for TMNT 4, screen rotation, and Super Mario Kart, and then stage selecting Gates of Thunder. Whoa. That guy's face is getting sucked in from Thunder Spirits. Level selecting Soldier Blade, Team USA Basketball, incredible passcodes. Bucky O'Hare, a Game Genie code. You gotta have a Game Genie for this one. You have a total of 10 lives every time that you continue. Quattro Sports, some more Game Genie codes. Tennis game. Different levels and Rampart. Phalanx cheat mode. Faceball cheat mode. Toxic Crusader. Some sort of contest. Oh, or just to get the Bandai Gaming newsletter, I guess. Super Nintendo Buyer's Guide. Cool stuff. Honestly, this issue I'm kind of like pretty whatever about. There's just not that much in here that I'm really digging to really just be forthright. I don't know what this caveman game is. Got some more just like little tips and tricks here. But just like a bunch of games that I don't know. Bazooka Blitzkrieg looks okay. I don't know if it's any good. Oh, it's a Super Scope. Okay. This Sega CD game looks interesting. Switch. Galahad. Dracula. I thought these were still tips and tricks, but I think these are previews of upcoming games. Riot Zone for the Turbo Duo. Keeper of the Gates. Lotus Turbo Challenge. Keeper of the Gates. That looks... some sort of magazine just about Genesis, I believe. That's what it looks like. It's just all Sega stuff, I guess. Joe and Mac for the Game Boy, NES, and Super Nintendo. I like Joe and Mac. I know it's not great, but I like it. Mickey's Safari in Letterland. This Captain America game, I believe, is not great. Oh wait, I think this is okay. I've played this. I like it okay. It's pretty decent. I don't know about the console port. Not super sure, but I like the arcade game. I can tell you that. Make your own music video for the Sega CD. We got the CNC Music Factory one and the Crisscross one. If you can't seem to get enough Crisscross, then this soft is for you. Night Striker. Night Striker looks sick, honestly. I hope that game's good because I want to play that. That looks pretty cool. I'm going to look that one up. Home Alone 2, bad game. Here's Dragon's Lair for the SNES. Not how you probably want to play that game, but it's neat that it exists. Double Dragon, Alien 3, Bart vs. the Juggernauts, Looney Tunes, Spider-Man 2. Kick some balls. Okay. Some more controllers that you don't want to use. Contest for Super Star Wars. Grand prize. One winner will get to have his or her face included in LucasArts' next Super Nintendo adventure, Super Empire Strike Back. Just supply EGM with a clear color photo of your face, and the genius artist at LucasArts will transport you into Super Empire to join forces with the famous intergalactic heroes of Star Wars. Get this Darth Vader mask. From Star Wars to Jedi, the making of a saga. The video depicting the making of Star Wars trilogy is full of behind-the-scenes special effects and interviews. Third prizes, a Star Wars t-shirt that looks pretty sick, honestly. You just have to answer these questions. All right, could I win? From what famous Jedi Knight does Luke Skywalker get his lightsaber? Mon Mothma, Obi-Wan Kenobi, or Sir Lancelot? Well, it's Obi-Wan. What is a Rebel Alliance starfighter? X-Wing, TIE Fighter, Star Destroyer. It's X-Wing. Where does Luke Skywalker first meet Han Solo? In the cantina at the Mos Eisley Spaceport, in the hangar where the Millennium Falcon is docked, at Barnard College. It's at the Mos Eisley Cantina. What is Darth Vader's other name? The Lord of the Flies, the Lord of the Rings, or the Lord of the Sith? Lord of the Sith, I guess. I mean, I feel like you don't hear that ever, but sure. What is the name of Han Solo's ship? Rapier, Millennium Falcon, Enterprise. Millennium Falcon. What's the name of the Empire's ultimate weapon? Master Blaster, Star Annihilator, Death Star. Well, it's Death Star. So yeah, I you know, if I could have been entered into this contest. The answer to at least one question appears on the Super Star Wars game box. I wonder what it is. I can't think of what's on the box. Maybe I don't know. Doesn't matter. King of the Monsters. I don't know if I remember that there's a Super Nintendo version of that game. I thought it was only Neo Geo. That art kicks ass. I love just generic kaiju. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. Look at all these bad Simpsons games. Not a one of them is any good. Street Fighter 3. It's weird that, like, I feel like it was too soon to be talking about Street Fighter 3, but I guess not. We got just some art here. We got Ryu? Can't really tell. Kicking someone in the dick. Officially, Capcom continues to deny the existence of any Street Fighter II game development for the Genesis. That did eventually come out. Batman Return of the Joker. I think that game is okay. Rival Turf 2. Cybernator. Yeah, this is just a bunch of stuff that I'm just kind of like meh on. This is a Sega CD contest, I think. Was a Sega CD core system or Sega CD? Oh, it's a coupon to get $10 off of. Okay. Sure. He's back. Need we say more? I mean, Sonic 2 is definitely the best game on here, and also arguably the only good game. Okay. Ultima. The game's alright, I think. Ooh. Dragon Warrior 2 gave your party an immense land to explore, and let's not forget Malrith. Dragon Warrior 3 gave you the ability to change your party, new forms of transportation, day and night cycle, and Zoma, of course. And so Dragon Warrior 4 gives you battle through 4 separate quests, explore an all new and immense land, travel with a horse and wagon, ship, or balloon, bring all your companions together for the 5th and final quest. Trying to think Dragon Quest games I own physically, because I have Dragon Warrior 4. I have Dragon Quest 11 on the Switch. I have Dragon Quest 9. I have Dragon Quest Monsters, the most recent one. I think those are the only ones I own physically. I think. I can't think of any other ones, but I would like to get more of them. I do really like Dragon Quest. I have Dragon Quest 3 2D HD or whatever they call it, but I have it digitally on Steam, and I should probably pick up a physical copy of that for the Switch. I don't know much about Aerobiz, but it looks kind of cool. Like a sim game for an airport. Looks, I don't know, it looks all right. It could be fun. We got ActRaiser, hell yeah. Oh wait, Soul Blazer is from, okay, I see now. I recognize the name Soul Blazer, but I don't think I've played it. But I do really like ActRaiser, and yeah, that's probably good. I'm just always gonna pretty much skip past the sports stuff. I'm sorry if you are a fan of that. It's just I really don't have anything interesting to say about it because I just don't care. It's just not for me. So sorry if that's what you're here for. Probably not gonna be what you want. This art for Best of the Best Championship Karate looks sick though. This Gary Daniels looking motherfucker kicking this dude's sweet chin music. God, I can't talk. NBA All-Star Challenge. Okay. Looks alright. Mousetrap Hotel. Sonic 2 is 75% done, guys. The Super Shoes. I didn't know that's what that was called. I'm also not convinced that it is called that. Oh, man. Sonic 2 is pretty good. It's like the one, like Sonic 2 and Sonic and Knuckles. Those are like the Sonic games that I really have fond memories of. They're not really showing like the bonus stage. I thought they'd be maybe showing that off. It's like such a cool and unique looking thing. Sonic 2 CD. I don't think that ever came out. I don't think that's real. Ooh, Shinobi 3. Is this the Shinobi game that has like like Godzilla and Batman and all the like just stuff that they did not license? I feel like that's Shinobi 3. You'd think you would see some of that in this preview, but I guess not. This Mickey Mouse game, World of Illusion, that game's pretty good. Road Rash 2, this Hook game, Crew Ball. Did they say Motley Crue? They do. There's even a jamming track from the metal band Motley Crue. Okay, it's weird that they like were just not saying Motley Crue in the review. Hyperstone Heist. Road Riot 4-wheel drive. If you hit a pig or other hazard on the track, your car will flip high in the air. Another great looking advertisement. These people would just be using like shitty AI art now. Sorcerer's Kingdom. Aquatic games starring James Pond and the Aquabats. Oh, the band? The band Aquabats are in this? Might and Magic 2. Championship Bowling. All right. Are you going to be... All right, tag yourself. Mark, a finesse bowler. Linda, a finesse bowler. Leroy, a power bowler. Or Dana, a smart bowler. I feel like maybe I'm a Dana. I don't know. I think I had one of these. This like football, and you wear these gloves that are supposed to like help you catch it because of, you know, whatever. I think I had one of those. It looks cool. I love the packaging of like 90s toys. Like it's just so simple, but like the colors are so cool, and like it doesn't look like necessarily everything else that's out there. And I don't know, it had like some soul to it, like something. It didn't just look bland and boring. We got Quicksilver and Wonder Man in this Captain America and the Avengers game. Who the hell is Wonder Man? And then the bad guys are Red Skull, the Claw, Mandarin, Ultron, Whirlwind, and the Sentinel. And then you can play as Captain America, Hawkeye, Iron Man, and Vision. I remember playing this arcade game at this arcade that we used to have. It's not around anymore. But they had this one, and it was one of those arcades where you could just like pay to play for however long you wanted. And I think it was Hawkeye, whenever you would hit like the credit, like telling the arcade machine that you put a quarter in, even though they had it set up so that you hadn't, but you could still hit it and get like more lives. And every time you would do it, it would play like this sound bite, and it sounded really funny. And so I just kept doing it over and over and over and over. And so we finished playing, and it was still had like Hawkeye with like, I don't remember, like 70 lives or something. Wordtris, much like Hatris, except not really, and also not good. Chuck Rock, Hook, Sewer Shark. What is that one? Oh, I think that's the crisscross make your own video and CNC music video. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Chuck Rock. Cool. Here's a preview of Night Trap. You must protect these 5 people. I hate Night Trap. I love Night Trap, but I hate Night Trap. I mostly just hate Night Trap. This is your assignment. Use the surveillance equipment in the home of Mr. and Mrs. Victor Martine to make sure no harm comes to the 5 guests staying there. You can't trust these hosts, however, and watch out for the dark-clad thugs lurking about. The Night Trap, the latest CD-ROM game for the Sega CD. Under my orders, you have access to camera and audio equipment installed in 8 rooms of the house, including the driveway. Scan each room, looking for anything suspicious. If you find one of the prowlers lurking about, you can capture him using the trap in that room. These traps, strangely enough, were installed by the house owners and are all activated by a color code. If the owners catch on to what is happening, they will change the code, and you'll have to figure out the new colors. For the traps to work, a person must be standing on a certain spot. A beeping sound is heard when one of those intruders is in the kill zone. If you let too many nasties escape, I will personally take you off of this mission. Also remember that you'll be relieved of duty if you trap a guest you're supposed to protect. By the way, we have a spy among the 5 girls who will help you out whenever possible. Using live action sequences, become the guardian of those guests, but don't get distracted too long in one room. There's always time for someone to fall prey to the Night Trap. There's a great song that happens in Night Trap, and that's the best part of Night Trap. Too late for Lisa. Sorry, Lisa. Here's Sewer Shark. It sucks. Don't like Sewer Shark. Wonder Dog. I really don't ever remember hearing anything about this game, but it looks pretty okay. And I think it was on like the editor's top 10 games or something of the month. Looks all right. I should play this. It's just a bunch of games you can mail in and order. Here's Exile for the Turbo Duo. Has some real cool looking pixel art. I wonder what the battle system is like. Is this turn-based? Is it action? I'm kind of scanning through here to see, but I don't see where it says one way or the other. Universal Soldier. That's a silly movie and probably a bad game. Okay, this there was a pretty decent amount of pinball games on the Turbo systems. I'm not really sure why, but I'm fine with it. I like them. And this one looks to be one of them. Looks all right. I have not played Time Cruise, but I would like to. Shockman. I don't know, man. Maybe this game's okay, but it just looks so boring. Here's a baseball game. Samurai Ghost. My favorite anime, Samurai Ghost. I don't think this is any good. Contest to win a bunch of Super Nintendo shit. Advertisement for Sonic 2. Swamp Thing game. I don't know anything about this. Guessing it's not great. It's a late in the system life NES game. I want that 20-minute Turbo Duo video. I'm gonna look for that on eBay later. Oh look, RoboCop 3. That movie sucks. And I bet that game also sucks. I don't know what's going on there in that bottom one. Tiny Toons. I feel like maybe that game's okay. I can't remember. Well, theme, edutainment, probably not. Some just arcade stuff. Oh, look, that's a nude egg. Air Zonk. Everyone is really excited about Zonk. Here is that. I love when they just put the difficulty system on here. Jetsons, Cogswells, Capers. I think this is like one of those expensive NES games. I don't remember how rare it is though. I'm gonna guess this is like a somewhere between $50 to $80 NES game. Probably not good. Rocky and Bullwinkle. Batman Returns Links, or no, sorry, Game Gear, I think. You can subscribe to Wizard magazine. I almost said Wizards of the Coast, but it was not a Wizards of the Coast magazine at that point, I guess. Cool Spot Adventure. Mega Man 3 for Game Boy. This Crash Dummies game. I think I either had this or rented it. Didn't like it. First, I don't know. I feel like we don't hear about it enough, but there's a time in the 90s where crash test dummies were like a thing. It was like people were really into the crash test dummies, not the band, but just like, hey, we put these dummies in cars and we crash the shit out of the cars and see what happens to the dummies. I think there was like a cartoon or something, and I have this like vivid memory of there being some sort of like serial promotion or something where it's like, hey, send all these box tops in and get some sort of crash test dummies thing. And I can't remember what the thing was. I want to say it was like some sort of toy car or something, or it might have been a tape. I don't remember. But I remember sending in for that, and I don't think it ever came. And I remember being real sad about that, and just constantly like being like, oh, is it here? Is it here? Is it here? For months, and it never came. So, yeah. Fuck you, crash test dummies. Ultima for the Game Boy. Probably not a good game. Here's some I didn't realize how many advertisements back then were just like, yeah, just throw all of our games on there. Put all of them on there in like 3 sentences. But Panic Restaurant, that's a rare one. So is Jetsons. I'm guessing that Flintstones game maybe is. I don't know. Here's that Cool Spot Adventure game. It's not good. There's nothing really interesting to say. Cool Spot was like, I believe like a 7-Up, or I think it was a 7-Up mascot, and it was just like a circle with some sunglasses. Like that was someone's like Friday at 3 p.m. Like they just said, all right, here you go. It's Cool Spot. And they said, yeah, okay. Rechargeable battery for the Game Boy. I I wonder how long that actually gave you. It says 14 hours. I doubt it's that long, but I am kind of curious how long it was. What did that look like when you would plug that in? Because it looks like it would add a lot of heft to your Game Boy, which already was kind of big. Prince of Persia for the Game Gear. Sports, some Predator 2. A movie that I think is fun. A lot of people don't like Predator 2. I think that movie is just fine. I don't think that there is a good game for it, though. Just more of these bullshit accessories that, like, are broken and full of gunk when you find them. And even if you clean them up, you don't want to use them. Funko, they're showing what they will pay you for different games. I'm trying to see what, like, something on here that is, like, rare. Panic Restaurant, they'll give you $24. Honestly, more than I would have thought, but I think that's like a $200 game or something. What are they giving you for something common? Like, what do they give you for Metroid? Metroid, $4. I mean, okay, I guess. What would have been new at this time? Let me find Sonic. Maybe there's no Genesis games on here. I don't see Sonic. Okay, what else we got? Let's look under Super. Okay, Super Mario. They only have up to Super Mario 3. Just $14. Pilot Wings? Where's Pilot Wings at? Well, I think these are just all NES games. I don't know. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So those are all like NES. Oh, okay. And then this, I didn't even notice these Super Nintendo ones over here. Is Pilot Wings on there? Pilot Wings is, I think it says $30. Super Mario World is 16, which, I mean, that makes sense. If you bought a Super Nintendo, you probably got Super Mario World with it. So it makes sense that, like, they wouldn't give you as much because, you know, people just already had it. They didn't really have a reason to go buy it. Or at least, like, there are a lot fewer people that did. Ys 3, 20. Zelda's 30. Ultraman 22. That's a good deal because it's not a good game. What about Super Star Wars? I don't see Super Star Wars. All right. $2 for Tetris. Again, you know, that was a pack-in game, so it makes sense. St. Peters, Missouri. That's not too far from me. What's like the most they give you on a Game Boy game? Bubble Bobbles 20. Anything beat $20? Oh, just kind of skating through here. I don't see anything higher than 20. Oh wait, 26 for Days of Thunder. Huh. I think that one might be the highest. Beetlejuice is also at 26. Genesis. Sonic 2 is 34. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Game Gear. Looks like the highest is Axe Battler. Neo Geo. Oh my gosh. That's all over the place because those games are expensive. $112 it looks like for Ghost Pilots. Fatal Fury is 72. Okay. Super Off-Road for Game Gear though. Uh what is this? Fasten your seatbelt with Baton Technologies' new teleplay system. You're about to experience the future in out of this world head to head competition with your friends, whether they're down the block, across town, on Nintendo or Sega Genesis. That's right, 2 screens, 2 players, 2 different locations. The same or different formats. You can even attach a PC keyboard for expanded capabilities. With the teleplay systems, the possibilities are awesome. Your friend can't watch you, so you can make all of your ingenious tactical maneuvers and covert actions in complete secrecy. He'll never know what hit him until it's too late. The teleplay system by Baton hits Earth in spring 1993. It uses the latest telecommunication developments to let you play against someone in another location. Comes equipped with Terran Wars, a head-to-head fast-action arcade-style space game. Yet it costs about the same as one 8-megabit cartridge. 8 additional action-packed titles will be released in 1993. I don't know much about this, but it sounds like they're saying that you could like. So I assume it you can only do multiplayer on the games that were available for teleplay. But they're saying it works between NES and Genesis, so that's interesting. I wonder if they had a Super Nintendo one. It seems weird that they would be showing Genesis and NES instead of Genesis and Super Nintendo. But maybe they just couldn't get it to work on Super Nintendo. Also kind of curious how this was working. Like, did you have to plug in a phone line or what? What was this exactly? How to get some free Game Gear software without kissing any more butt. Dirty Larry Renegade Cop. I love Dirty Larry. It's my favorite movie. Video game blowout sale. No initial fee. Free Bonzo. Free Bonzo dollars with every game you buy. What the hell? Alright. Mr. Magoo comes to life. Steven Spielberg's Amblin Entertainment paid a 6-figure sum for the rights to produce a live-action Mr. Magoo film, an ornery cartoon character of the 1960s who starred in more than 300 cartoon shorts and features. The nearly blind Mr. Magoo routinely found himself in hazardous situations, but because of his uncanny good luck, the feisty old man always manages to escape certain disaster. Warner Brothers is financing the film and will distribute it worldwide. The movie is still a long way off, but expect to see a resurgent interest in Mr. Magoo merchandise in the coming year. So Mr. Magoo, that is a movie that had Leslie Nielsen in it, of like Airplane and Naked Gun. I remember watching this Mr. Magoo movie. I don't remember if it's any good. I kind of want to go rewatch it and see. Looks like it came out in 1997. But Mr. Magoo being played by Leslie Nielsen, that's great casting. Walt Disney Pictures hopes Aladdin flies. Hey, it did. It did great. For all you Star Wars buffs out there, a new video by CBS Fox entitled From Star Wars to Jedi is packed with informative tidbits about the epic trilogy. The original Jabba the Hutt, for example, was going to be a stop-motion creature superimposed over a fat guy with an Irish accent. The plan was scrapped for technical reasons and a lack of cash. Yeah, I'd always heard that before, but the phrasing on that was pretty funny. I think a stop-motion Jabba the Hutt would look sick. I'm really sad they didn't do that. These Ren and Stimpy toys are upsetting, but it's also really interesting to see it because I definitely remember my cousin having these. My cousin was so into Ren and Stimpy. Yeah, man, I'm just having all these like memories just rush back to me about this. This section of EGM is always fun. Like, this was an EGM where I just didn't really care that much about a lot of the games they were talking about, but this section is sick. I don't know, having this kind of time capsule is fun. Steven Seagal, oh boy, he finally has a winner. Could it be because he's hardly ever on screen? Yeah. Image Comics, the loose confederation of artists, is revolutionizing the industry. Look for more and more of the top talent to go independent. Hell yeah. Batman Returns on video. Nickelodeon, you're fading, guys. Failing to deliver a constant stream of Ren and Stimpy is bad enough, but axing their creator is just plain nasty. No, sir, we don't like it. Well, they might feel different about that if they knew some of the stuff about him. The election from high to low. Please, 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 no more political commercials. Please. We'd rather watch the Energizer Bunny eat Vienna sausages. Hey, guess what? It only got worse. Here's some Deep Space Nine. I have a lot of friends that are into Deep Space Nine. I never got into it, but I think it's cool. Then I guess Sci-Fi Channel had recently launched at this time. I'll read this real quick. Launched on September 24th to an estimated 10 million homes, the Sci-Fi Channel has captured a devoted fan base while diversifying its programming to capture a larger audience. Catering to sci-fi buffs with a steady diet of classic series like Lost in Space, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, and Battlestar Galactica, the Sci-Fi Channel is also airing animated series, theatrical movies, and original series. Among the original series, NASA Watch is devoted to coverage of the space program, while Sci-Fi News features technology and science news. Another original series entitled Inside Space provides an irresistible glimpse of the unknown, along with the wonder, excitement, mystery, and drama of space travel. So far, according to Sci-Fi Channel officials, fans have responded well to the original programs. In order to ensure viewer satisfaction, the Sci-Fi Channel has organized a fan alliance. Members of the alliance, nicknamed Allies, cool, thank you, contribute to the evolution of the network by responding and writing to make their voices heard in a number of areas, including programming and marketing on local levels. As the Sci-Fi Channel continues to expand, look for more original ideas to satisfy viewers. I know, like, things are probably technically better now, but man, it sure feels like things were better back then. Like, I don't know. I think we almost have too much things to consume, and the internet really took a turn into doing way more harm than good, and I don't know. If things had just stopped advancing around this time, I think we probably would have been better off. Here's an AVP comic. Fox considering a live action spinoff of Krusty the Clown. Oh, I wish that had happened. That would have been crazy. I would love that. The Super Soaker. Is this like when Super Soakers first came out? Um, don't use it too close to your video game, though. You don't want Sonic or Mario to be a casualty. NBC has confirmed a major deal with Universal and Amblin TV on Sequest. The sci-fi adventure series will reunite the Jaws duo of Steven Spielberg and Roy Scheider. Oh, okay. Yeah, here's the Crash Test Dummies thing I was talking about. New Line Cinema is making plans to produce a live-action film based on the incredible Crash Dummies. Meanwhile, a Saturday morning animated series based on the Dummies is being ready for a fall '93 release on CBS. Pretty sure the movie did not happen. The cartoon did. Okay, so that, yeah. It must have done like fairly well, or maybe I was just a weirdo, but I definitely remember Crash Test Dummies being around. Looking at Spawn. Here's some cool, man. I like these little Mario things. It's pretty neat. Anti-gravity car. Don't worry, Mom. It won't scuff your walls. I don't know about that. I bet it might. That looks pretty cool, though. Here's just a bunch of more Street Fighter stuff. Japan video games. What are they importing? I don't know. It doesn't really say. Virtual VCR brings movies to Sega CD. Oh, they've got like a old Looney Tunes cartoon there. I don't remember much about this. I don't think that really came to be, or at least not for much. Just a lot of advertising here on video games for sale and whatnot. I feel like Game Express had to have become Game Exchange. Why is it just... I don't understand this Jurassic Park advertisement just in the corner for this weird bug game. That's... Oh, because it's... Okay. Because Ocean made the Jurassic... Okay, yeah, I follow now. I thought it, like, this bug game was connected to Jurassic Park somehow. Oh, that is the end. So let's see what we're going to look at next time. Time to spin. We're going to look at Nintendo Power. 124. Let's go see what Nintendo Power 124 is. Nintendo Power 124 is September 1999. Take a quick look here just to get a preview. All right, so it looks like we're looking at Jet Force Gemini. Maybe some Pokemon Snap. Oh yeah, this will be a fun one. Except I don't really like Jet Force Gemini, but you know, whatever. Gex 3. Can I just like zoom into this some more? Shadow Man, Tarzan, Looney Tunes. Okay. Yeah, this will be fun. I'm not going to scroll down much more than this, though. We'll save it for next time. Thanks for hanging out. And if you were watching this while going to sleep, I hope you had a good sleep. And otherwise, I hope, I don't know, hope you had a good day. hopefully the next episode be some more stuff I have more memories of and a little bit more interested in, but you know, we gotta get through all of them eventually, and so that was EGM 41. But we'll look at some more stuff next time. See you later.